What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back with another Suicide Boys reaction. This time we're checking out Rain in Blood, and this is a donation request. This is the only lyric video that I can find. This very bright yellow, colorful video. Anyways, let's go ahead and shut up, turn it up. Okay, hold on. I already know they're about to start spitting, pretty much typical, rap structure and everything. 8-bar, 16-bar intro generally before the verse starts coming in. Interesting stuff that's going on here. That sounds like it's an organ being used in this this sample, possibly, because I know that for the most part, Scrim and if there's anybody producing them, they're heavy sample users, right? They alter it, distort it, or whatever they need to do to achieve that Suicide Boy sound. But that bell kind of sounds like a tubular bell, if you will, right? And it's not just a bell sound, it's the fact that it's detuned. And then we have the sounds of the organs that's kind of going on. So this, based off those two instruments right there, this is about to have a religious undertone, right? Because generally I'm thinking of type of band, outside of like lo-fi music or something. And speaking of that, this also has a lo-fi aesthetic to it. You kind of hear the vinyl cracking in the background. So we have that disturbing detuned tubular bell, and then we have the organ that's also kind of playing, and the sound of the organ just sounds like something that you would hear in church. And the title of it's Rain in Blood. Rain in Blood. Okay. Also, it's a long intro. That's interesting. Let's go. I say interesting a lot. Yeah, that's an organ. Oh, the verse didn't come yet. They set in the mood. That's what's happening right now.
Bitch, I'm rolling a rilla when burning an ounce. Grip through the ground, I don't hear a sound. Burying bodies all over the town. The satanic killer, the gripper of triggers that haunts all the rivers. The blood is my liquor. Sharpen the blade so the wrist can be shaped. It's like to the minds of the fucking new wave. Creep in the alley, the valley of death. Deep in the city of choppers and texts.
Enslaved to the minds of the effing new wave. That, okay. I wonder if he's referencing, the new wave. I wonder if he's referencing their sound, because honestly, I feel like no matter how far back you go in Suicide Boys history, their sound is always, for the most part, sounded the same, right? Has there been a huge jump in between, maybe the difference between 1 and 2 albums where their sound has radically changed and everything? So I can kind of look at this as they're talking about their sound has changed, or they are doing, enslaved to the minds of the new wave, like the next generation, or, as sometimes when musicians are going, through their careers, right, they have to start changing depending on what the demand is, right? Their minds, what are people out there looking for, right? Because artists always try to stay on top. They try to change their genre not change their genre, but they try to change their music to match what the demand is without losing too much of that special thing that makes them unique and sets themselves apart from every other artist, right? So that's why I think when it says enslaved to the minds of the new wave. Now he put the effing new wave in there because that sounds like he's annoyed by it. And how annoyed would you be, right? If all of a sudden you start popping off and you still making the same music that you love and enjoy, but now nobody want to listen to it because a new wave has come. So now you have to adapt or get out. You ever seen that episode of the Boondocks when Thugnificent, he released his new album, he started doing auto-tune on everything? He didn't really want to do it. He just did it because that's what the minds of the new wave wanted, and it ended up trashing him. So.
Creep in the alley, the valley of death. Deep in the city of choppers and texts. I'm deaf to the scream, to the innocent. Fuck all the citizens, a fucking militant of the infinite punishment. I need to stimulate. Give me the coke, I'm sniffing it. Articulate my ignorance. Scarecrow, walk around without a...
Articulate my ignorance. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. The first thing is that you know that it's ignorant, but your ability to interpret and articulate the ignorance. I mean, ignorance is bliss, but if you know that what you're spitting is ignorance and you're able to give it some shape and form, imagine, God, that's crazy. I feel like sometimes that's how like those evil cults are formed, right? Where you speak in ignorance and you know how to craft it to a sharpened point. You know how to craft it. You know how to put honey on it to make people actually believe what you're saying. That's scary. That's very scary. Articulating your ignorance.
Just stimulate, give me that coke, I'm sniffing it, articulate my ignorance. Scarecrow, walk around without a second man.
Drifting away. Oh, that's nice too. Scarecrow walking around without his ligaments. So you're drifting, pretty much. You're drifting through life, right? Like a cloud. Cloud doesn't have any ligaments. I like that. That's almost poetry. Walking around and assuming that's what it means. You know what I mean? Walking around without his ligaments. You know, that could be what he's saying. I mean, think about, he was talking about snorting all kinds of stuff and everything, using the drugs to articulate the ignorance and everything. So he's just floating, right? It's not too much of a reach. No religious undertone. At least I don't think so far. Sample still fire.
Myself staring in the face, bitch, I'm dropping, I might as well never be facing this buggy. My enemies call me, I am the worst version of myself, no calling for help. Angel of death, please get your way. Facing myself, people need they stay away. Blood stains faded on the door, crack, blow, made the bones, I'm collecting and I'm storing. All of my sins are burning but mine. Never remaining, but I still remember the soul. Body separated from my soul, now it goes.
The sauce.
No beach, no road, so low, no phone, no phone. That I dog with a blanket of bugs, bitch. I'm naked full of drugs, fully faded for the plug, bitch. I made it with the shrug. I'm aware that I don't give a fuck.
I believe that was Ruby. Yeah, this sample's fire. I don't really know what to make much of what Ruby said here at the end. Memory fade in, still remember the scythe. Okay, scythe, like, what you use to like cut people down and everything. Floor made of bones, blood stains painted on the door frame. This right here reminded me of what was the story? Moses, right? When the spirit was coming away, it was taking the lives of everybody that was in the city, unless they had taken like goat's blood and they had painted it on their walls. Then the spirit knew that was like the blood of the innocent and something like that. So it went away and took the lives of anybody who didn't have it on there. That's what that reminded me of. It's probably no relation, but floor made of bone, floor made of carcasses, floor made of skeletons and everything. I'm aware that I'll get, okay, yeah, I might be missing some stuff here, but I can't get over that sample though. That was hard. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.